welcome to Touch the Sky, and as you all know about me, I am Prishad and I will teach you the syllabus of class 6 and 7. In previous video, we learned about geography class 6 part 1 chapter 1 Earth in the solar system. If you want to watch that part, you can go through the link given in the description. And in this video, we are going to learn part 2, in which we will learn about satellites and other celestial bodies. If you have any doubt related to this video, you can ask me in the comment section. As I told you in the previous chapter that Earth revolves around the Sun, but there is something which revolves around the Earth. Yes, our favorite moon. When you observe in night sky, that moon is not always in the same shape. When I was a kiddo, I thought there is a space monster who bites the moon every night, and when there is a full moon, the space god stop him biting the moon and give something other thing to eat. But that's not true. When I grow up, then I learned that there is a scientific reason behind this story. In this video, you can see that the moon is revolving around the earth and it's shining also. But the moon didn't have its own light. It is reflecting the light of the sun. And that's the reason that why we see the different kinds of phases of the moon. In this phase, you can see that the moon is partly visible. This phase is known as waxing crescent. And in this phase, the half part of the moon is visible. This phase is known as first quarter. And in this phase, little bit more than half part of the moon is visible. This phase is known as waxing gibbous. And in this phase, you can see that our full moon is visible. So that's why it's known as full moon. It is also known as Purnima. In this phase, you can see little bit more than half phase of the moon is visible. That's why it's known as waning gibbous. And in this phase, the half part of the moon is visible. That's why it's known as the last quarter. And in this phase, the moon is partly visible. That's why it's known as waning crescent. And in this phase, the moon is not visible and it's known as new moon and also known as Amavasya. Now let's talk about satellites. The object which revolves around the planets are known as satellites. As I told you in the beginning of this video, that moon revolves around the earth. It means the moon is the natural satellite of the earth. There are few other planets also which have moons as their natural satellite, like Jupiter. It has 67 moons, and Mercury and Venus have no moon because they are too closer to the sun and sun is too hot, but moon is the coldest creator. At the end of this video, I will share you that how many moons did all planets have. Now let's talk about artificial satellites. As I told you, the natural satellites is the moon, and the artificial satellites are man-made satellites which are used for giving signals and for sharing information around the earth. Many artificial satellites was also launched by India, like Aryabhata. It was launched in 1975 for revolving around the earth and giving information about it. There are around 2,787 satellites in this space. Now let's talk about other celestial bodies. Our first celestial body is Comet. The word comet originates from the Greek word kome, which means hairs of the head. Comets are made up of ice and gas. Comets are made up of ice, gas, and dust. As they approach the sun, the frozen surface starts to evaporate, forming a cloud of gas and dust with two tails. Comets visit the solar system from time to time from beyond the orbit Neptune and Pluto. Now let's talk about other celestial body, which is asteroid. In this image, you can see the rock materials between Mars and Jupiter. Most of the scientists believe that there was a planet which destroyed after its birth, because asteroids also revolve around the sun like a planet, but they didn't have atmosphere. Out of 1 lakh asteroids, nearly 4,000 have been identified. Ceres is the largest asteroid in the solar system, nearly 400 km across in a diameter. Now let's talk about the other celestial body, which is meteoroids. Meteoroids are the rocks which are roaming in space. These rocks are drawn into the Earth's atmosphere some 70 km per second. It burns due to the friction of the atmosphere. The burning piece causes a flashlight, which we see in the sky as a shooting star. Some meteoroids may not burn out completely and thus reach to the Earth's surface. They are called meteoroids. Mercury have 0 moons, Venus have 0 moons, Earth have 1 moon, Mars have 2 moons, Jupiter have 67 moons, Saturn has 62 moons, Uranus have 27 moons, and Neptune have 14 moons. So today we learn about satellites and other celestial body. In part 3, we have some competitive exam preparation questions, and I hope you learned something from this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. This is Prisha Yadav signing off.